Hey, it's Heather, and today I'm going to make a dish that my family has been making forever. Jamaican rice and peas. So basically, it's very simple, soulful cooking, and you start, of course, with some onions. And in Jamaica, there's a lot of green onions, scallions. So I do a combination of scallions and good old onions. 2 tablespoons of oil, canola, olive, don't have to be too fancy. I use a lot. It's the kind of dish where it completely sort of gets integrated. You don't really notice the texture of it, but boy, do you get the flavor. The other thing that is quite Jamaican is thyme. I'm using about a teaspoon of thyme. This is my own garden thyme. And the nice thing about it is that it's super fresh, which means I can just rip those leaves off easy, easy. I find it's much harder to do that when it's in the store. And you can just give that a nice quick chop. Again, nothing fancy. Don't freak out if it's not perfect. Throw it in the pan. Okay, now my onions and scallions and thyme are getting nice and soft, and I'm ready to add my peas. I have here black-eyed peas. These have not been soaked. I find that black-eyed peas are tender enough, even when they're dried, that you do not have to soak them, which is nice. I've never undercooked the black-eyed peas. I have overcooked them. So you don't want to overcook them because then they lose their integrity. I have washed and picked these over because sometimes, you know, it can get a little funky when you're doing beans. So I have here a half of a pound of beans. I will use a pound of rice. It is a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm just going to sort of coat them with the oil and make sure everything's all covered. So I'm going to add water at this point just to cover. I use about a total of 5 to 6 cups of water, and I'm going to let this go. About 45 minutes will probably do the trick. Okay, here we are, and that's pretty much where I want to be. The beans are just tender. Yeah, perfect. So now we want to flavor that broth that they're in. First order of business, coconut milk. Not the sweet one. So pop it open, which is a nice addition, and just pour in the coconut milk. That's really nice. Ideal. And then I'm going to add pepper sauce, as you've heard me talk about, Scotch bonnets. This is where I just put in some. Now, you want it to give the flavor. Use as much as you want. If you like a little spice, add more. But that's going to work for me. Stir it up, and now is where you add your salt. And I always add pepper, regular black pepper, even though I have the heat. Black pepper brings another savory element that I just have to add. Okay, and salt. I also need to add water. This is not enough liquid to cook the rice. So I'm going to add, let's say, an additional, let me try an additional 2 cups. There, that should do it. So now I'm going to add the rice. I use old school, America's finest, Uncle Ben's rice. It's converted rice, par cooked. I use it because I like the texture. Stir it up. And I will take just a quick taste right now of that broth, because I want this to be highly seasoned. Ooh, lovely coconut flavor. I definitely have the kick. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. That is really yummy. And that should do it. Now, I'm going to let it cook. It's about 20 minutes. Don't completely walk away. Take a peek. Make sure it's not going too fast. It's not going too slow. If it goes too fast, you can just add a little bit more water. And if it seems to be almost done and there's not a liquid, you just take off the lid. All right, so here I have my Jamaican rice and peas, and I'm serving it with very simple, basic food. I have steamed green beans, a little salt and pepper, olive oil, and jerked chicken thighs. Rice and peas is a wonderful dish for so many reasons. For one, it goes with everything. It's the kind of thing that you can put together for a buffet and it won't really clash with anything, but it'll be really tasty in and of itself. It is cheap. It is nutritionally dense, if not also a little caloric, and it's incredibly flavorful. So it's really a crowd pleaser. In fact, I like to think that sort of to know me is to know my rice and peas, because I have not had a holiday meal or a gathering of over, say, 20 people where this is not part of the menu. Incredibly wine friendly. Coconut loves wine, so it's the kind of thing that you put on the same Thanksgiving table. Whatever's pouring, it's gonna work. But I am not doing wine today because I have the jerk, nice and spicy. So I have two fairly Jamaican options. One is ginger beer. This is not a Jamaican ginger beer, but it is made with Jamaican ginger. And this one is not as spicy as some of the Jamaican ones that I've had, which is great because it's not gonna conflict with the jerk. But of course, you know me, I'm going to have Red Stripe, which to me, it just doesn't get better than Red Stripe and jerk wings and a little rice and peas. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do my little taste. See how it's going. Out of sight, as my mother would say. I'm gonna have my beer. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So please, I encourage you, whatever your family dish is, serve it, share it with friends and family. And if your family thing is rice and peas, let me know what you do that I don't do, because I want to learn from you and I want to teach you as well. So for wines, for recipes, for much, much more, please hit my website, sogood.tv. Cheers.